Hi, Kevin. It's Tony Wright from Wright IMC. First of all, I want to thank you for reaching out to us to talk about your digital marketing needs. I want to talk a little bit about the program, and in this video, I'm going to kind of go through some things that I'm seeing and talk a little bit about what we want to do, as well as tell you a little bit about our strategic consulting program, which is what I highly recommend for you and roommates with kids. First off, what that means, strategic consulting, is essentially we're proposing a time and materials contract whereby you commit to a minimum number of hours from my team. The overall budget, which will include media, we're looking at $5,000 a month, and that $5,000 a month will cover us managing your paid social, as well as providing you with SEO services. And as you'll see, I know that SEO is something that you're not necessarily, you think that you guys have got handled, but I think that once we take a look, you'll see that there's quite a bit more that can be done. As far as the paid social, we do have some opportunities specifically targeting LA. We are looking at utilizing a media budget of $2,000 a month on the paid social, where 2/3 of that budget will go towards the looking for people who have homes to offer, and then the rest of the budget, the remaining budget, will go towards finding people looking for rooms. If we need to modify that, we can, and we can modify it at any time. So with that, I'm going to go in and we're going to look at a few things that I found out in our preliminary analysis. Let's take a look at your analytics. As you can see here, I've gone in and looked at your acquisition. Basically, this tells me what where the traffic is coming from. And by far, the bulk of the traffic is coming in from organic search. I'm looking here from the beginning of this year until basically yesterday, because today is April 15th. So you can see we've got the bulk of your people, of individual users coming in, and overall users all together of around 4,000 people, but almost 2,600 of those folks come from organic search. We do have a pretty good bounce rate. Actually, 31% is not bad to see the bounce rate, and 7 pages per session is really good, and average duration of 5 minutes. Now I'm going to go into organic search just a little bit. Just forgive me while it loads here. And you can see here, we can see some of the keywords that are coming up. Now, we don't get much information from this because Google has given us not provided, which means Google doesn't give us the keywords as much as they used to about 5 years ago. But overall, you can see how many new users, almost 2,600 users, 2,500 of those are new, 3,000, almost 4,000 sessions. That bounce rate of 31%. 7 pages per session, meaning every visitor on average looked at 7 pages, which is actually really good. That means people are going through into the site with 6 minutes on the site, which is pretty good. Now, one of the things that we're going to fix immediately, you don't have any goals set up, meaning we can't track exactly how well the site is doing from a conversion standpoint. We can't see how many people are signing up in Google Analytics. Now, I know you can probably see that on your back end, but we can't see that here, and we want to be able to see that in this dashboard. Really quickly, I'm going to go into the source and the medium, which is going to show me where these people are coming in. Again, we've got Google being the highest one. Bing is very low, and that's an opportunity because with your demographic, the demographic that you're looking for, Bing is a really big player because a lot of people, when they get a PC, the default search engine is set as Bing, and that is a big deal for them because they don't change it. So you get actually quite a few more searches. If we can optimize for Bing, I think that you'll get some really good conversions there. Bing traditionally actually converts better than Google. It just doesn't have the volume. But without goals, I can't really show you a whole lot more in analytics today, but one of the things, every single person at Right IMC is Google Analytics certified, and we will be able to set this up for you. To be one of the very first things we do is set up your analytics properly so that we can track success and show you what we're looking at when it comes to your campaign and how well things are performing. One of the tools that we use in our analysis is called SEMRush, and I've run a very quick analysis on your site utilizing SEMRush. This tells us how many errors you have and how much we are going to need to fix from a technical SEO standpoint. And frankly, I'm going to tell you, your site is very clean. Now, we're going to get into some of the reasons for that when we look at your site. But basically, the site is very clean because there's not much to it. We've only got 45 errors, as you can see here, which is a very low amount for most people that we see coming in. We'll be able to fix those very quickly. 676 warnings. We do need to go through those. Some of them are things we need to fix. Some of them are frankly just not worth, they're not going to get you anywhere better from a ranking standpoint or from an SEO standpoint, so we don't even look at those. You have a score of 72%, which out of 100 is really good. Do have a couple of some significant errors, just basically, I mean, they're not too significant, but you got one page that's broken, 20 pages with duplicate content, which we will need to fix. That means we've got a lot of pages that are basically the same, and some pages with some internal broken JavaScript, etc. And you know, you can see we can go in here and look at these issues, what they all are. This is pretty much the same as we talked about earlier, but what we'll do in the program is we will create a task list of all the things that we will fix on the site. They'll be put into a project management system that you'll have access to, and you'll be able to see as each one is fixed throughout the process, so you can always know where we are on the technical SEO, and that's throughout the entire program. Even when we move more towards the building of links as opposed to the technical SEO. And like I said earlier, the technical SEO is something that we work on first until we get into the link building. But we'll need to get this done and fixed before we can really start building a ton of links. Over the last few years, Google has made it very clear that one of the most important ranking factors is your page speed. In fact, Google gives us tools to look and see how fast your pages are loading. I've run an analysis utilizing Google's Page Speed Insights tool on Roommates with Kids, and you can see here on your desktop, meaning on a computer, you've got a score of 78, not horrible, but frankly, we need to get that up into the 90s. There are some issues. Now, Google tells us what's going on with this as far as why, and I'm not going to get into all the technical things here, but it shows us why things are it's not loading as fast as we would like it to run. This is something that we do every day. This is it's a quick fix. It's something that's a quick win. We'll fix it very soon into the program. Usually one of the very first things, getting the analytics set up and getting this going are two of the first things we do. Is looking at your score. That's not horrible, but it can be a lot better. But here's where we've got some issues. I'm going to click over here to mobile. As you can see, this is your mobile score. This is a score of 1 out of 100. You have a 22. The site is not performing well on phones. This is a problem from a lot of perspectives. You get a lot of your traffic from mobile phones, and you're going to see that increase. And also, in the last year, Google has stated that they're going to what's called a mobile first index. In a mobile first index, Google looks at how your site renders on a phone for its ranking signals. So the fact that the site loads extremely slow on a mobile phone does not bode well for the future of the site's rankings in general. We need to get this fixed, and we need to get this fixed very quickly, which we will. And again, it shows us what's going on and how we can fix it. We have obviously some other tools that are even more advanced than what Google gives us to fix this speed, but we will fix this very, very quickly in the program. You've heard me talk about after we finish the technical SEO, moving into building of links. I think that building of links is what separates a good SEO from a great SEO. And because of our background in advertising and public relations, we feel we have a leg up on a lot of the other agencies. We're not just a technical SEO firm. Obviously, we have technical SEO resources, but frankly, most of our success comes when we get into the off-page or link building or off-page section of your program. I've run a quick analysis on the tool Moz, which I'm pretty sure you're familiar with. Moz gives us some scores here, and you can see domain authority is an important score that Moz gives. It's not a Google ranking, and some SEOs don't like it, but I really love it because it gives us something to go by. It gives us kind of a score from 1 to 100 on how relevant Google is seeing your site based upon Moz's own crawl of the web. So they're looking at the quality and quantity of sites pointing at your site, which is what Google looks at. They're kind of trying to emulate Google. They don't get it right all the time, but we do know that you have a very low domain authority according to Moz. This is a score out of 1 to 100. A 13 is basically nothing. You have 12 domains and 43 links. Some of those aren't even worth having, to be honest. And I'm not going to go into every link that you have, but there are a few. This Endive software seems to be linking to you quite a bit. I'm not sure who those guys are, but one of the things I want you to look at here, we've got your domain authority is not going up. It did go up just a little bit in December of 18, but all the way up to March and April, you are completely stagnant for a long time. I did take a look at your spam score. I'll just go over here real quick. You don't have to worry. You have no toxic links, but I suspect that's because the site is relatively new and you haven't done much link building. So this is something to watch, but we're in good shape here. And you can see one of the tools that we can do is we can look at all of the links that you have coming in. This Get Financial link is a pretty good one. It tells me the domain authority of all these pages that are linking to you. The good thing is we can not only do this for you, but we can do this for every roommate site on the web, every site that's showing up under a keyword that you want to show up, and we can find places that might want to link to you. I highly encourage you to go type my name, Tony Wright, and Search Engine Journal into Google, and you can go read some of the articles I've written about link building. It outlines a lot of our philosophies, specifically one of the how we score links, and then also what I call reverse guest posting, where we actually will go find we'll find experts on single parents and have them write things about how to acclimate people and how to do roommate situations with kids, and we'll have them write it for your site, and then they'll link to it because people like to promote their own things. But we'll get into all of that when we get into the link building portion. Like I said, that's a couple months down the road after we've gotten the technical SEO stuff fixed and the foundation fixed. But you can see we do have some work cut out for us on building links. Wanted to take a quick look at your site from a couple of perspectives, but let's talk about it first from an SEO perspective. From an SEO perspective, I know that you gave me a bunch of keywords that you're showing up for and showing up pretty well, specifically around your niche. You're missing a lot of opportunities, to be honest. You've given me basically 16 keywords. We're going to look at thousands of keywords there, and we're also going to be looking at keywords that we can't even think about because of the fact that we're looking for what are called long tail terms. But the problem with the site, we have no content on the homepage, no content here at all. I know that we've got a very, very clean site. We've got a lot of great pictures and great imagery, which I love, but you can have a clean looking site and also have content. Now, one of the things I'm not going to go into it because I tried it earlier, but it's not showing my current location. There are a lot of things that are at issue. I signed up for a demo account. It did ask me for a lot of information, specifically for when I'm trying to if I was trying to go in as a homeowner who was looking to rent out a room. I think that from a user experience perspective, we need to go through that and see if we can't
shortens that process a little bit. It was a little, I found it a little bit cumbersome. I think that, here, if I type in my own zip code here in Allen, Texas, I'm just going to hit go. Please select if I have a room to rent. Let's see, I have a room. I click on go, as we can see what happens here. Obviously, the site's loading very slowly, very slowly. This is an issue, but I get here and I don't know. There's nothing here. It doesn't tell me that there was a problem. It says, please register or log in to use this feature. Well, okay, let's say I need a room. Let's enter that in. But why even have that up there if you have to log in? I don't understand why you would have that up there if I have to log in to use that feature. And it was hard to see, to be honest. And again, I have to register or log in to see these features. Why even have this up there? Why wouldn't you put content up here talking about who you are? Why it's a difference? There's a lot of issues, and these are the types of things that we'll look at from a conversion standpoint. Obviously, we've got people that are spending a lot of time on your site. My question is, I can't see if they're converting. Are they spending a lot of time on the site because they're having problems and they're really determined to get information, or are they spending a lot of time on the site because they're interested? I don't know that they're interested because there's no content here. Now I go to the About Us section, which I think is extremely important, especially when you're trying to create some sort of thought leadership, or you're trying to create authority, brand authority. People are looking. This page is not designed very well. It doesn't show me anything. Talks about the founders, but it needs to be designed. It needs to be fixed. Even if I go to the FAQs here, let's click through here. The FAQs don't necessarily seem to match with everything, and then we need to fix this from an SEO standpoint. How this works. These are kind of hard to understand. There's no search. There are a lot of things that I think we can fix that are going to increase basically get you more money, get you more people that are signing up for everything. Now, obviously, one of the things that we're going to be doing for you is managing your paid advertising. And we want to spend basically 2/3 of the budget for advertising. We're looking at $2,000 a month in media spend. We're wanting to spend that on Facebook and Google, really testing both of those platforms out. But we want to spend 2/3 of that looking at trying to get homeowners, because you've indicated to me that that's important. Now, obviously, we can change that on a dime and very quickly, shift budgets around based upon priorities. But I did want to show you some numbers here that we've pulled. Not anything huge, but this is from Google. Can I rent for renting a room in the house? Types of keywords, and you can see we do have some volume, not huge amounts, so we're not going to be spending a ton of money in Google. But if we go down here to Facebook, you can see this. Okay, first of all, the top one is people that are looking for rooms. Obviously, that's a much larger audience. The people that are looking to rent rooms, which is 9,000 to 10,000, and we're only looking here in Southern California. So we do have some significant numbers of people. Now, we can't target people by homeowner status. We just can't in Facebook anymore. They've taken away a lot of our targeting options, but there are other ways to target them. There's some targeting here that I'll let David, who is our director of paid search, talk to you about whenever we get into it. But frankly, you can let's take that money and utilize it probably mostly in Facebook, a little bit in Google. We'll want to do retargeting, so the people that have been on the site will be served ads down the road, and we'll get that all set up for you, and we'll show you, the ROI is either going to be there or it's not, and you're going to be able to see it very quickly. So we definitely want to make sure that we're getting that set up first, because that's going to show you the quickest results. And we do see that if we can target Southern California starting out with that $2,000 a month total, Facebook and Google, we're pretty positive we can show you at least a 3 times net ROI based upon the numbers that we know of right now. So again, thank you for contacting us. I hope that you've enjoyed this preliminary analysis, and it's giving you some insight on how we work and how we think. Now, I know there's been a lot of kind of technical stuff, but at the end of the day, our job is to make you money. And if we don't make you money, then we get fired. And I don't like to get fired. So we really want you to get at least a 3 times net ROI, and we need to be able to track that, set those goals, and frankly be able to show you why we're being successful. And that is our goal, and that's our promise. I'd love to show you what we can do. I think we can exceed your expectations. I love the concept and what you're doing with the site, and I think that we would be great partners. So again, thank you for your time. I would love to go over this with you on the phone or in person. If you have any questions at all, please feel free to reach out.